band Forshpil was founded in 2003 by that fiddler that I told you about earlier. So this little trio, well, it was a quartet, a trio, it was various, but the core group was this accordionist, Ilya Shneyveys, the fiddler, Inna Reichman, and myself. And we were doing different things. But mostly what our goal was to study the culture, study the music, and do the traditional thing together. So it was like a study group that was performing. And for years we were doing that. And we started like developing it a little bit, but it was that, and we were all based in Latvia. And then at one point the fiddler left because she had other priorities and she had to choose something else. And it suddenly was Ilya and me, and we had to figure out what we were going to do. So we started developing this new style based on Yiddish ballads. And see, like, things fall together. And that was also around the time when Weimar had, you know, like in Weimar they have every year a different topic. And they decided to have like deep Yiddish topic, not Yiddish and something, but deep Yiddish topic. And well, Ilya and I were working already, and we were working with some Latvian musicians. Like we had a Latvian drummer and guitar player, also from Riga. So we were developing it. And that's when Alan brought Ethel Rain to Weimar. And I've been already into the whole unaccompanied ballad, and I was already starting to follow some blogs and looking for some recordings, and Lauren gave me some stuff from Yivo, and you know, like I was already aware of the Ruth Rubin collection, and I was already like drawing things. But then Ethel, like meeting her, completely moved it into this other thing, you know, because she is that person that knows that style, that, you know, and is a wonderful singer and an incredible teacher. And her knowledge of music is so vast, and I mean, for God's sake, she she founded the Penny Whistlers. What an amazing history, you know, like she's behind the whole Polka revival that happened even before the klezmer revival, you know. So we started falling in love with that style and putting it together with what else we love, and this whole rock thing started coming out, and it started working out. But somehow we constantly had issues with our Latvian musicians. They were absolutely great musicians, but this is what I told you about earlier. In order to play Jewish music, you have to have a vast knowledge of things. And we kept lacking that because they couldn't understand. And I deeply believe that in order to do something new, or well, whatever you do is new because nobody has done it, but like all these fusion things and combining styles, you really have to be fluent in the styles in order to do that. When I hear a lot of the time when jazz musicians start playing klezmer, they approach it like jazz, and you can hear it. It's good music, but it doesn't have the thing that Yiddish music has, right?
The spirit is not there.
I don't like calling it the spirit, because spirit is such a, you know, it's such a vague thing, but I still can't put it in the words what it is. I just don't like when people talk about music like, oh, it's fiery, it's, you know, like, it's it cries and laughs. I'm like, yeah. Well, because honestly, it does and it doesn't. It has, it, but it does have certain rhythmical structures, certain ornamentation, certain dialogue between the musicians. And I think one of the reasons that Forshpil works is that we're all fluent in the Yiddish side of it, so we can play with it in a different way, but it will still have like musical parameters from the Jewish music, from the Yiddish music. So after like struggling for a while, finding the musicians that we want to be playing with, and also like Ilya and I have gone to St. Petersburg as a duet and played with musicians there, and we know these people from all these festivals for years. And when we separated from our yet another drummer, we were like, why don't we just ask Zheka from St. Petersburg to join us? It's Riga, St. Petersburg, close enough. We'll figure it out. We play most concerts elsewhere anyway, so we'll just be traveling and meeting. Let's just try that out. And it worked. And then we needed a new guitar player, and then we also wanted, and we were like, you know what, it just makes sense. And, you know, the problem was, when we started, none of us, in Riga, none of us knew anything. So it was okay for all of us to be learning these things together and developing these things together. By the time we were looking for these musicians, honestly, we didn't want to spend time teaching. We wanted to take a musician that has enough understanding and enough background and will just come in and be able to play this stuff with us. And I don't think there are that many musicians that are flexible that way. And these are very good musicians to do it with. So yes, it's not the easiest thing. Long distance, anything is not easy, but you know, we meet up, we rehearse, we put something together. We just recorded a few new songs here in Berlin last week. We meet up, we play, we put something new, we go on tour, we play some concerts, we go home. Everybody's happy. I moved to Berlin. It didn't influence how the band works, you know. It's just easier to play gigs in Germany for me because I don't have to do that much travel.